Well, hello there to all of my Libras. We are still in Libra season. All right, Libras. We are still in your season. We're coming down to the end of this cycle. This cycle actually ends on the 20th. This reading is for the 17th through the 24th Libras. So, sending everybody lots of love and light. Matter of fact, let's do a giveaway. All right, so go to my Etsy store, look at this oil here. I'm going to give 3 bottles of this away to 3 Libras. That'll be kind of like the closeout for Libra season. And let me know if you are not allergic to any of the ingredients. The ingredients are listed. So if you're not, send me a text message. Do not add the comment under the videos because I don't know what number to call. If it's a comment, then there's no number for me to call. Number is 202-460-3205. So first 3 people, send me a text message. It has to be within the United States. And then I'll mail it to you. So that'll be the giveaway. So again, happy birthday to my Libras. And we're getting ready to close out the cycle. The cycle actually closes on the 20th, but here we go. Let's do it. What I'm seeing in your cards here is your abundance and your prosperity growing. But what's happening here, Libras, is Source is really trying to balance you all out. The reason why you had to finally release something, what you were lamenting over in the past. And I'm gonna see if I can break this down for somebody. What you were lamenting over in the past is not being able to walk away from energies who you had their back, but they turned around and stabbed you in the back. They didn't have your back when you really needed them to have your back, right? And so you don't have to lament over that anymore. 5, 6, and 7 of Cups. Right here, you see 5 of Cups here? Right? See how this person is looking down into a dark hole? Somebody pulled you into something. And if they pull you into something deep enough, like if it's something that's like, oh my God, like if that's shocking. Legally, like you have to go to court for something, like somebody lies on you and you have to go to court for something. You're like, what in the world? Are you serious? Like they pull you into some of their drama. You got to remember the number 8 is a karmic number. It's a money exchange number. 8 is a money exchange number. The top window for the number 8 is the spiritual vision. The bottom is your goods, products, and services. So you have an open enemy, meaning that, or you've had open enemies in the past, meaning that you could have been a person that's like, hey, like let's say for instance you have a sibling and they want to start a bakery or something, and this is just we're just using an example. So and they want to start a bakery. You could be a person that says, hey, you want to start a bakery? Let's say let me see, what was the card I'm looking for? This here, right? They want to start a bakery. The polarity to the moon card is the hermit card, right? And let's say they really don't have a lot of friends or anything like that. They just they very seldom come out the house. They're more of an introvert, right? Not that introversion means that the person doesn't have friends, but they just really are not really a social person at all. A lot of Libras are pretty sociable people, right? But let's say they're not really. And you say, well, you know what? I know a lot of people in a lot of different circles. You open your bakery, you do a soft, like a soft launch or soft opening or something like that before your grand opening. I'll send some people, your way. The few people that they know that they felt like would have their back, that would be supportive of them, the very few people that they know that they felt like would be supportive of them, somehow is shocked that the circle of people you sent are very supportive, because they're kind of going off of your name, your so on and so forth, but they have jealous energies around them, right? Very jealous energies, dragging them down, and somehow it drags you into some mess, right? They're not aware, you're not aware, whatever. It's just a mess. So You're having a very, you're in a very vulnerable space right now, because you've talked to somebody several times because you had a feeling about something. Somebody's pulling on your energy. So you could have felt like a dull feeling in your back. Like, see this person right here? You could have some kind of a dull feeling in your back. You could be like emotionally eating. Something is like your abundance and your prosperity is growing, or it could be yours is dwindling while somebody else is growing, right? But something feels off. This feels like an imbalance here. It doesn't feel like a healthy work-life balance for you. So it could feel like you're being pulled, like something is draining for you. Something is being pulled down, right? And so source is saying it's time to put a manhole cover over the past. You may have to finally say goodbye because somebody is not being honest with you about something. Some kind of injustice was done to you. Almost like somebody took a bet that no matter what they do to you, you could never cut them off. It's a bet. Like somebody took a bet. No matter what they do, you would never cut them off. Your intuition is trying to tell you something, that a tower is falling on you. You're carrying other people's emotional weight, right? And so they're growing. You know, some rebirth is happening here, but it's a lot of stuff that's going on behind your back. A lot of conversation, a lot of stuff, and people are expecting for you to carry them. Almost like somebody's still kind of possibly like using your name, your likeness, your image, copying, doing stuff like you basically like legally doing something though, because you haven't cut ties with some energies. So we got 5 here. You don't have to make it to 6. You don't look like what you've been through, right? They may not look like what they've been through. So somebody almost expecting for you to never come out of the house, you know, for people to actually see you, see your face, see this. 7, somebody was in a very poisonous environment, possibly when something happened. They could have been drinking, smoking, a different spirit took over. And 8 is you walking away from a depth of emotions into the sun. Sun would like cleanse any stale energy. It's like you're purging all of that energy off of you, right? They may have even purged any depth of emotions off of themselves in terms of caring about stabbing you in the back. So you're going to have to purge any emotions of you having any depths of emotion, like, okay, they didn't know what they were doing, they weren't sure about what they were doing, whatever. You're going to have to purge all of those emotions. Because these people, this is a group of energies. They're very, very sure of what they did. They're very, very clear, and you're starting to notice every time you talk to somebody, more money is coming in, yours is dwindling. You're struggling. It's a transference of wealth is what's happening here. Transference of wealth, right? So somebody did something behind your back without you knowing, okay? So here we go. You're very compassionate energy, very compassionate. Your reading is from October 17th through the 24th. This reading closes this cycle, and all of the readings are timeless. So whenever you see it is when you're supposed to see it. But we're already in the new moon phase. We're in the new moon phase. So the cycle is closing out. It's a waning crescent moon. Winding down, meaning getting your rest. We're moving into the weekend. You may be watching this video on Thursday. So make sure you're getting your rest. And you're talking about balancing some things out. Really start balancing some things out. Like doing what you need to do. Get some fresh air, maybe have like one last, release of some things. Maybe have some conversations, maybe with some people. If you feel like it's something legal, see if there's anybody that knows any attorneys or anything like that can, do some digging or looking through some things, finding out some information for you, because you have a feeling about something. You have a feeling about something. And some other people could be around you. They could know some things, and they could really be wondering if you know. And everybody's looking like, okay, does this person know? You don't know. They're not prying and asking if you know anything. So you may have to be the person to kind of sort of speak up and say something, because you have a feeling about something. Everybody kind of sort of knows when you're close to somebody and you have a feeling. You may not want to believe something, right? So you're having you're in a very vulnerable state. This reading is designed for you to show yourself some compassion, to bring peace to places of tension and light to corners of your heart that still seek healing. This this next 7 days for you, compassion becomes your mirror. What you offer outward reflects back in the divine, measure. Comes back in divine measure. The theme for your reading is emotional equilibrium, karmic balance, heart-centered wisdom, divine harmony, and then also the focus for you is how you can embody compassion, peace, spiritual grace this week. There is an Aries that's involved in this, and I know it's a polarity to your sign, but there's an Aries that's involved in something. There's a Pisces that's involved in something. There's a Virgo involved in something, right? That blindsided a loved one, right? That just ended them. So they never even made it to 6, 7, or 8 of cups, right? They were bullied. 5, and this is a major, and the major arcana would be Hierophant. But this is a minor arcana, right? So something that was said to somebody really cost them. If something really cost somebody something emotionally, like something was a heavy blow to somebody's how they feel about something, right? Somebody could have said anything as far as you're concerned, and which caused them to stab you in the back legally, right? So it looks like it's your family approach somebody's, if you have kids or somebody you shared a womb with or something, in order for them to do something to you in court. So let's get into your reading. So the card, your spread opens up the reading, a perfect reflection of alignment. Spirit confirms that you are stepping into karmic truth and emotional clarity here. And so the 5 of Cups is your challenge. The challenge this week is letting go of emotional disappointments, past emotional disappointments. The Spirit asks you to shift from guilt to gratitude. And healing begins when you bless what has been, what's in the past, right? So somebody, instead of them, and these are people, it's 3 people, that stood in court. But they needed this one person in court to come up against you, like one person in particular, somebody that people felt was the closest to you, that would have the most access to you, right? Like 3 key people, like that would have the most access to you in some way, shape, form, or fashion, right? Doesn't mean that whether something was true or not. Doesn't matter if something was true or not. So here we have roots and foundation, High Priestess. Your foundation is intuitive wisdom. Spirit says you already know what your heart needs. Silence reveals more truth than logic. And your past influence is the Tower. Somebody was really, really impulsive in what they did. And so recent change or emotional upheaval has reshaped your inner world. Spirit assures you destruction was divine protection, clearing your path for renewal, right? Yep. Something was fated to happen in your family. Something was fated to happen. It made somebody cry, right? But it really more or less exposed what was done in secret. It actually exposed something that, when I say you're protected, you're divinely protected. It actually exposed who was connected, who was in a secret society, who was connected, like who was talking to each other in this circle here. during your Saturn return. That's what it really exposed. So if you had any doubt about who knew who was connected to whom, now you know who is connected. Now you know who's connected. Because these are people that you carried on your back in the physical realm. These are people that you carried on your back in the physical realm. Financially, you carry, because now that your abundance and your prosperity is growing, these are people who took some kind of impulsive action because they wanted their money and their prosperity to grow, not knowing what your situation was. Because of their being impulsive, making someone cry, their intention was to cause an ending between you and someone else, like really dead a situation, which made somebody lament. They really meant to end you and somebody. So that would be like putting an end to let's go back to somebody opening up a bakery, right? Let's say somebody wanted to end you and your sister's relationship, her friends or whatever, jealous, whoever. Or even you and your kids, whatever. Let's say it's you and your sister, you and your brother. Somebody wanted to end up open up a business. Somebody that you're real close to. Somebody you never thought something would end. So stab you in the back, court, whatever happened. All of these people are exposed. All of them are exposed. That's why you want to continue on your healthy work-life balance here. Put the past behind you. Let them put a complete manhole cover over the past because they've now been exposed. Source had to get you out of the way. Source had to move you to the side. So it's all coming out. Something is all coming out now. Because something is major. Something is really, really major. 1 and 6 is 7. 7 is a number for completion, and you're in such a vulnerable place. You're going through a rebirth. It's like a person who is about to give birth to something. So you know how, and I'm talking to men and women, and whether you can have kids or not. But whatever, rebirth is like your business about to take off, or something big is about to happen in your life. Not necessarily that you're actually pregnant, but a seed was already planted and something big is happening here. And so you've been carrying so many people. It's a really scary time. Like you're close to dropping something. Like you're releasing, something, right? And so you can put the past behind you. You can put the past behind you. You are the Queen of Swords here. You see yourself as a strong and discerning person, but Spirit asks you to balance clarity with compassion. Truth spoken with love transforms. Right? Truth spoken with love transforms. Whoever you're dealing with has zero patience. You have zero patience. For anything. Something had to happen during a Saturn return, for you. So obviously you relocated, you moved jobs, something you did major. You could have relocated to a new geographical location, like moved to a different state, city, country even, who knows. And somebody took some kind of impulsive action to, they wanted some kind of a premature blessing to cause you, and it caused you a burden, caused you a major burden, but it also forced you to get more structured and more organized in some way, shape, form, or fashion, right? But the tower is still falling on these energies. So you're seeing something from a higher frequency now. You're seeing something. Here's the Moon card. This is environment and influences. The Moon card. There may be confusion around you, but Spirit reminds you that not every shadow means danger, right? Some are here to help you see the light within, right? So somebody is now seeing that you have psychic abilities and High Priestess energy as well. Like your dreams have been very, very telling. They've been showing you a lot of things. That's why I talk about journaling so much, especially if you're an air sign, right? Because a lot of astral projection have been going on. People have been, trying to astral project into your dreams, daydreams, night dreams, and that in between state when you first wake up, all of those things, right? All kinds of things, hopes and fear. So you don't know, when you see the moon card, sometimes you don't know what's real, what's fake. It's like your mind playing tricks on you, what's going on. That's why you don't want to start blurting out stuff, right? So, hopes and fears would be Two of Pentacles. You may feel stretched thin, seeking stability, and Spirit's message is simple. Balance is found through presence, not control, right? So again, this is another indicator that you should be journaling, right? Two of Swords. You're having some kind of memory of your ancestors, like people that were telling you things about family members in your ear. They've long gone, they've transitioned, and now some things from your past, far back as you can remember, grandparents, if you were around when your great-grandparents were alive, even parents, aunts, uncles, all of these conversations that were going on around you, right? This right here, Five of Cups, sometimes 6, 7, 8 of Cups, or especially 5, 6, or 5 of Cups. All this lamenting going on and people pouring out when they're lamenting. You've been carrying all of that on your back. All of that. For a long time. So everybody's crying and pouring out and you're listening to people's stories and you're like, oh my God. Carrying all of that around. And so to a point of overwhelm. So you can put all of that behind you. You can put all of that behind you. So what you're hearing in your ears, whoever you are, although it's overwhelming, is just like you are, how can I explain it? Because whenever you see the moon card, what's connected to that is Neptune and Jupiter, right? Because you're now seeing something from almost like spiritually in an aerial view. That's why it feels like illusions and confusion. It's somebody could probably write a book from all the things that you heard, right? That's why you don't want to start kind of sort of, because time is relative. If you start asking people stuff and talking about this and talking about that, they won't have a clue as to what you're talking about. Because what somebody's starting to remember is some of the stories that you would hear growing up. Some of the stories that you would hear growing up. You see butterflies on this. You see 4 butterflies on this, right? That's why you can put the past behind you, because it's the past lives. You're hearing people's past life stories. So like the stories of your grandparents. Okay, when I was little, we used to do this. And when I was little, I used to do this. And we used to live here. Or we used to live there. Or it's like when you brought all of that with you when you moved, right? It's like taking recipes with you. Okay, you wanted to learn how to cook this. You wanted to learn how to sew. You bring all of this with you. All of these things with you. So you can put the past behind you. So you're remembering all the things that you're taking with you, that you've taken with you, right? So some of those things could be overwhelming. So somebody's in a crisis right now. So you versus you. You've carried so many people on your back, their emotions. People they feel entitled to you doing it. You have listened to people's stories. Some of you all have babysat. Some of you all have bought extra groceries. You've done so much stuff. Literally, people had anxiety attacks when you left. And this is not to boost anybody's ego, because this is so common for people in people's family who have this gift, this Empress gift, High Priestess and Empress gift. It's so common, it's not even funny. And people are starting to see it. Like look on social media with the person, like you may have one person in the family that is the super famous. I don't even want to say superstar, but like super famous, right? It's almost expected that person is the name dropper. Okay, can we use your name to get in this place? or the person who is the most famous. They're the most accomplished, most of this and most of that. Okay, well, we need our bills paid. Can you help us with this? It got to a point of entitlement. So much so that when you went to your Saturn return, somebody immediately went to court with somebody who was closest to you to stab you in the back, not even giving you time to even make a decision to see if you wanted to even help, to even know whether you were helping them or not. And looking at the card, starting out with this legal card right here, knowing that this is an Aries that did this, you were so balanced out. You had already, because you already had their back. You had these two energies back already. That is why they're going through karma right now. These two are going through karma right now, and that's the reason why they are crying, because you already had the fourth thought. You already thought about these people in advance. You did this already. That's why they're going through karma right now. He was like, you know what? Let me get something in place for these energies. While you're building whatever you're building, or while your abundance and prosperity is growing, you said, okay, if I can't take care of nobody else, let me make sure I take care of these two right here. I'm going to add these two to my healthy work-life balance. But what did they go do? Because they had an anxiety attack. That's what this is. So many people so used to you carrying everybody. That's why they're going through karma right now. That's why you got to see this from a higher frequency. They're in a crisis right now because somebody else saw you as competition, because people, whoever you are, raved about you. Oh, this person, they so compassionate, they take care of people, they this and that and so on and so forth. Somebody's we got to get in competition. Instead of these people reaching out to you, whoever you are, directly and saying, hey, you need some help with something. Okay, and hearing you say, I got some things in place, I'm working on some stuff. What they do, they find a third person to blindside. They say, okay, that's going to seal it right there. This person, let's blindside this person. Let's make them cry, cause them an emotional breakdown. And this is the reason why you are enforcing very strict boundaries. This is the reason why. Because people have this in common all the time. I am not an attorney, but I'm quite sure they see this kind of mess all the time. You got somebody who is the responsible one, is carrying everybody emotionally, doing something in private. Hey, let's keep this under wraps. Trying to take care of some stuff, trying to make sure people's straight while they're trying to have a healthy work-life balance. Here comes some impulsive spirits, want to take advantage of a situation. And they end up having a tower moment. Blindsiding people, being messy and mean-spirited. Just expose everybody on the secret. Everybody that wanted to remain a secret, now everybody exposed. Being fast. So, yeah, we got the world card is the completion here. Completion, harmony, and liberation. Spirit says a karmic cycle closes, leaving you peaceful, whole, and ready for your next chapter of divine alignment. This is more common than a lot of people even realize. Look on social media. Look on social media. Look at I don't even really like to say we're celebrities because everybody's celebrated by somebody. But look at famous people, right? Look at famous people and you hear them, especially the one that's kind of standing out. Okay, this person is expected to carry everything. You could be famous on your job, whatever kind of job you were. Oh, this person, okay, you can call them. They got it. They got 2 or 3 cars sitting in the parking lot. Okay, somebody had to pay the car note. They got 3 or 4 extra bedrooms in their house. Okay, somebody paid a mortgage. Like this. The sense of entitlement is crazy, is wild. For real, like somebody, it's just bananas. So source is saying to you, somebody's in a crisis right now, and it's you versus you, because it was never you versus them. It was never you versus them. Never. That wasn't, whoever you are, it was never your heart towards them. It was never, you too busy trying to balance things. So anyway, this week, yeah, so somebody thought that you were going to let a seed keep growing and growing and growing. So somebody took it upon themselves to take you to court. Somebody took it upon themselves to take you to court. Somebody astral projected into your, and decided to take you to court behind your back and take something from you. Make room for a new blessing. Your ex wants to return. That is going to be a no. It's all becoming clear to you now. It's all becoming clear to you. Journal your journey. Don't look back. The curse is now broken. It's time to start dating again. Yep. Ask Source for clarity. Don't forget that rest is a form of self-care. They are a Cambian spirit. Pray for them. Pray for them. Do the mirror work. Your bitter ex's lover wants you. That's going to be a no too. Bitterness and you don't work. Yep. Their plan to disrupt your money backfired. You are who they prayed for. Something don't make no sense. Okay, I had to make a little bit extra room. But yeah, like I said, something don't even make any sense. There's the people did not want to get to the root of something. They just jumped the gun. They just decided, hey, they're going to just be impulsive, do something, drag a whole bunch of people into some stuff. Didn't even realize. Yeah, none of these people. None of these people. They decided to make somebody cry. They didn't even make it to, just drag somebody into some mess. Just chaos, just constant chaos and confusion. All of these people, you carry these people on your back. And nobody, looking at the cards here, because it was such an impulsive action here. Somebody's in a crisis right now. What I'm seeing here, because your abundance and your prosperity is growing, them being in a crisis right now is really their karma coming back to them. It's really their karma coming back to them. Because I feel like your heart is in the right place and trying to help somebody already. And just, whatever. The sun is medicine. The sun is medicine. Getting out inside in the sun will really do good for a whole lot of people. Will do good for everybody. It'll balance out those hormones. Right? It'll balance out those hormones. Get outside in the sun. Even if you take a drive, sit outside. A lot of people think when it's raining outside, it's it's not sunny outside. If sun is not directly hitting you, but it's still light outside. That's what's brightening up the sky, the sun, right? Get outside. Have a healthy work-life balance. If you're just constantly just kind of burning a candle at both ends and barely kind of getting out, you don't come out until nighttime. During the day, you're just kind of sort of, you go into work super early when it's dark outside. You don't leave until it's dark. You just, dark. You gotta get outside. So all that overwhelm, deepening. So once you're on earth for enough lifetimes, your old soul will begin for non-grasping, detachment, and surrender. They bring the peace of God. Yep, they bring the peace of God. So Source had to detach you from some energies, because looking at this here, you had already had something in place, or at least you were working on something or talking about something. Inquiring about something, but something you were doing was legally. So something is already documented. That's why I know that, because you got the Justice card here. So you had already talked to attorneys. That's why you had the Justice card here, to try to grow abundance and prosperity for some people. You already started something. So your intention was pure. And so what someone did, not knowing, so they in essence canceled themselves out. Whoever this is, they in essence just canceled themselves out of something. So yeah, that's what I have for you. So here are the Ten of Swords here. So yeah, all these people were talking about you behind your back, expecting for you to not get up out of this place. Ten of Swords is pretty ruthless, because it's almost like people expecting for you to, oh, this person, we're gonna cut this person off. We know they're gonna meet some kind of, you know, horrible end behind closed doors, and you're thriving behind closed doors. So forgiveness. Yeah, things are starting to flow to you. Things are really starting to flow to you. So just forgive whoever. Yeah, just forgive whoever. Just forgive whoever. Looks like you're on your path. Looks like you are on your path. Something is just a short distance away. I feel like somebody who stabbed you in the back, they live a short distance away from you. Very short distance away. You talked to them in the car. They didn't say a thing. They kept all of this stuff a secret. Yep. They kept it a secret. And because of their because that's how somebody was able to get them to show up in court, making them cry, because they threatened them with some kind of legal action or something against them, not even knowing that you had already talked to some people to help grow some abundance and prosperity. All of this was going on, like, I can't even say signals were crossed, because looking at this here, yeah, because this has been going on for a long time. You being talked about behind your back. All these people knew you have a big heart. You knew you have a big heart. But they also knew that you finding out that they were the ones talking about you would just like really hurt you deeply, right? Somebody could have seen a black cat. That means good luck. So courage. So let me be open to courageously take the steps that are shown. Yeah, so get out and get some sun. Yeah, the curse is now broken. People are waking up to what was really happening and what's really going on, because it's happening to them. So something had to happen now. So Source is really waking a lot of people up, whoever you are, to one, how big your heart is, two, how you were planning something and like the steps that you were taking. So this is documented somewhere. Like you reached out possibly to some attorneys to say, hey, I want to make sure you're this person, that person, because that's who you would have to possibly go through, unless you're an attorney yourself. You have to go through somebody who can draw up paperwork to help you out, you know, whatever. So that would be documented somewhere. So those people would have egg on their face, like, oh my God, I had no idea. Is for what the only comeback they would have is, why didn't you tell us? What? Are you serious? That's the only comeback. These people, this right here lets me know that somebody has a really big heart. That's sword energy. Why is their head and heart at war with each other and yours is not? Your head and heart weren't at war with each other when you discussed growing your abundance and prosperity and you wanted to grow something for them. So anyway, same swords that they use to stab you in the back will be the same ones that you use to cut them off. That is what I have for you. Continue ascending higher. Something has been painful for you behind closed doors. So this rebirth has taken longer than expected, because these energies were, like I said, they were just waiting for you to bleed out. That was it, unfortunately. So, oh well. So you have been quite courageous. Just forgive them. I'm serious. I mean, for real. Forgiving does not mean that you forgot. Just forgive them. And get ready for your abundance and prosperity. Get ready to live your best life. It's time to start dating again. You're going to be asking source for clarity. You're not going to them for clarity. You never go to the person with the sword in their back and ask them why. Like they're going to tell you the truth. They're not going to tell you the truth. They standing there with a sword in their hand. Go to source. Go for clarity. When you go to source, this is not about religion, because you're going within for answers. You're going to start remembering. It's almost like you replaying the movie in your head when it goes back to those scenes. And you're going to be like, okay, wait a minute. I missed that. I missed that one. I missed that cue. I missed that one. I missed that one and that one and that one. Make sure you grab your notepad. When you're going within for answers, you're praying about it first. You're asking source, what didn't I see? What did I miss? What did I miss? Why didn't I see the sword? When somebody's walking up to me with a sword in their hand, why didn't I see it? Why did I open the door? And they had a sword in their hand. That's what I have for you. Hopefully this is helpful. So you're waking up because the same people that you went to before for help that could not relate or connect with you are now waking up because the same thing is happening to them. And they're like, oh my God. Oh my God. So forgive them too. That's what I have for you. Bye.